A very good morning from Momoatoro, Glasgow, Scotland. September. Oh, saying goodbye to September and soon. Hello, winter. Autumn is here. Like, it's been a while since I recorded on this channel. The whole season has gone by. So, this is how my morning begins, walking my little one to school and then back. So, this is how morning begins usually. Parents and school runs here. Children have to be dropped to school in this part of the world. So up until they're a certain age, so I'm gonna drop my child in school, then head back home, sit down, and record a video from outside. A very good mid-morning, and welcome to another edition of Mama Watoro Talks. This talk comes to you from a place of peace and utmost love. I can't believe it's actually been a whole season since I last recorded, because the last time I recorded was I think the end of winter, and then after that I did not pick up my camera, so it's been a whole more than 6 months since I last picked up my camera. Time does fly. So a lot has happened between that time and now where I'm sitting today. I had a whole 6 months of a new job that I started out here in Glasgow, Scotland, and it was pretty busy, so that took a lot of my time. Like, you can't even imagine, work here is different, but that is a topic for another day. Yeah, I got to work for a solid 6 months before I finally decided that, it was not for me. So here I am, we're back again. So Mama Watoro Talks. And today I want to talk about a topic, common topic. We talk about it all the time because it forms a big part of our lives. Marriage. Marriage and how to date in marriage. I know I don't want the title to sound misleading, but that is the way I'd like to frame it. So, how to date in marriage. I grew up in a small town called Kisumu in Kenya. And Kisumu is a little town by the lake. So I had a very happy childhood. And like most African children back in Africa, I spent a lot of time playing with my peers, children like me. And every day we had a different game. So one of the most common games that children played in that era, and I believe till today, was the game of, we call families. We called it Chamama and Baba. So there was in this game, there was a mom, a dad, and each day, we'd rotate. Depending on how strong you are or how vocal you are, you'd be chosen to be the mom. So being the mom was a very key role, and every little girl wanted to be the mom in the family. So we grew up with this idea that marriage was going to form a big part of our lives, and being mothers as well. A lot of us wanted to be mothers, we'd be holding the child, or you'd be whatever role you played in this game. But those were interesting times growing up in Kisumu City. So let me talk about myself. I wanted to be a mom, and I knew that I wanted to be married from a very young age. So in wanting to get married, everybody wants a happy marriage. Nobody goes into a relationship or a marriage, with the idea that they might be getting into a relationship with somebody who is not going to bring that happiness. So, who would want that? So, one of the best parts of getting to know people is dating. So, and I have realized that a lot of people put in so much effort during the dating period of in a relationship, and you will go out of your way. You're pursuing somebody, and you've already you want to be with these people. You've recognized somebody, maybe there's mutual interest, and you've decided that this is the person that you're ready to settle down with. So in that period where you're pursuing somebody, it's the best period because there's a certain adrenaline that comes with it, and both parties are usually working so hard in order to to please the other person. You bring your A game to the table. You want to show them the very best part of you. Nobody, at that point, I think the first months of dating, your partner won't even know who you really are because you're bringing in your best behavior. So when we're dating, we put in so much effort. It is the different things that people do in that period that make us want to commit to them. And usually the good things, the way they make us feel, the things they say to us, the gifts they give us, the promises they make, different things appeal to different people. So you're over there working so hard, to attract your partner, to make them feel like you're the one for them, and they're doing the same on their end. So I don't know why it seems like when people get married, a lot of people stop putting in the effort, they stop putting in the work. And in my opinion, I've not been married for a very long time, but I was in a relationship for about 7 years or so. Then I got married. So I've only been married for 3 years, but I can speak. I'm old enough to speak about marriages and relationships. So people get married, and then I don't know what happens to them, but it's like the work stops. Some people stop putting in the work. And for some reason, I don't know what happens, they relax, they reach their comfort zones. The things they used to do to make to make themselves attractive to the other person, they stop doing those things. And unfortunately, these are the things that made someone commit to you. If you were the kind of person who was telling them all the nice things, you're calling them, you're sending them gifts, you're going out of your way to do little nice things for them, surprising them at work with flowers or doing stuff, breakfast in bed. People do all kinds of things in relationships. So you stop doing these things. And then what happens? So now you have shown this person that other side of you, taken them all the way to the stage of marrying you or getting married to them, and then you stop being who you were when you were dating. So it can be very confusing. It's pretty confusing because, and then when you come to that point where you're now married and somebody fell in love with the idea of who you were before this. I mean, if you used to put on your makeup, and this is what some people like, I don't need to put on makeup when I'm in the house full time. My partner doesn't care about that. But if your partner cared about your face being made up, and then you get married, and suddenly you're not serving what you used to serve, it's really confusing. And it can put people in a situation where they have to reevaluate and start loving a different person from the person that they committed to. And it's not a good feeling. So whatever it is that you were doing before you got married, keep doing it, and keep doing it plus some more. So that's why I was saying that, to me, I believe and I know that dating actually begins in marriage. That is when the real work begins. Actually, however long it took you to settle down with your partner, however long you dated, the real work begins when you're final. The day you get married, that is when work begins. So you need to be able to, be able to, whatever it is, life is like a stage, and it's like we're all acting. Whatever part or role you're playing, you can only make yourself better. You can only strive to give more, not less. So I think that would be one of the secrets to happy marriages. But then again, on the other hand, we cannot talk about marriages and dating in marriage without talking about the what is it called? The different things that attract people. Now, how can I forget this? I actually put it down on my phone so that I don't forget it. The different love languages. Yes, the different love languages. Different things appeal to different people. And sometimes, as a partner, there is a way that you could be speaking the wrong love language to your wife or to your husband. And you might be doing things right, and you're thinking that you're doing everything right, but it is right by you and not by them. I'm not talking about behavior, because there's a standard way of behaving in marriages or in relationships, or whoever you engage with. So people have different things that appeal to them. Some people like being gifted. Their love language is gifting. So if they like being gifted, and not only being gifted, some people would want, prefer thoughtful gifts. So you're not just going to give people because my wife or my husband loves gifts, so just pick random gifts and bring them. Some of those gifts won't even make meaning to them, and they'll be kept in the cupboard and not used for a long time. Some people love hearing, good words, words of affirmation. You look beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're my queen, you're my king, you're the only one, I love, all these things. And then some people might probably like acts of service, the things you do for them. It's the little things. Bring them tea in bed, cook them a nice meal. Some people like spending quality time uninterrupted, especially for us with families and children. You can easily miss out on spending time with your spouse because the entire time you're working or you're taking care of your kids. I want to keep this video to 10 minutes. Some people like different things, but next time we're going to talk about those things. Anyway, this is just the beginning of this topic. Thank you so much for listening and hanging out with Mama Watoro Talks. Next time, we are going to explore other love languages. So dating does begin in marriage. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Mama Watoro, asante.